Today we're checking out these mud flap splash guards for the front and rear of the 2021 and newer Bronco without the Sasquatch package. If you want an easy way to protect the sides of your Bronco from mud, rocks, and road grime, this is one of those practical upgrades that makes sense right away, so that's definitely worth considering. These splash guards are designed and built with vehicle-specific measurements, so they're made to fit the Bronco much better than just a generic universal flap. The main feature here is going to be very simple. They help protect the body and your lower paint from mud, rocks, and road debris that can be thrown up by the tires. These are a great choice for daily drivers, trail rigs, and just anybody who wants to keep the sides of the Bronco cleaner in bad weather and on those rough roads. Since this is a full front and rear set, you're getting a more complete coverage instead of just addressing only one end of the vehicle. The black finish is going to help them blend in nicely to other black accents and the trim on the Bronco, so they add protection without looking out of place and they look factory fresh once they're on. When it comes to the construction on this, you are getting PP and TPO material construction with that black finish. That material setup is built to resist cracking, corrosion, and impacts, which is exactly what you want for a part that is constantly getting hit with weather, dirt, rocks, and whatever else the road throws at it. As far as the pricing goes on these, they're coming in right in the $100 price range. That is a very reasonable price in my opinion for a vehicle-specific mud flap that looks like it came from the factory, because you're getting a real paint and body protection option without having to spend bigger money on a more elaborate exterior upgrade. When it comes to the install on this one, it's going to get rated a very simple 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. You can have this job done in just 45 minutes of your time. Now let's see exactly how this install process goes with a quick video from one of our ExtremeTerrain customers.
We've got all of our tools prepared. We've got the related components for the kit. We've got the supplied screwdriver as well as another Phillips screwdriver to get access to remove the one panel fastener that's on this one. For this, we have this bracket that mounts actually to 2 of the rear body bolts for the body mount. So we're going to use a 15 millimeter, and this happens to be a deep well socket. We're going to start by removing the original factory fasteners. Today we're installing these mud flaps on a 2025 Ford Bronco Badlands. Your trim level may vary slightly from what you see. We're going to start in the driver's side front mud flap. First, I'm going to wipe off the area. And we'll be using the supplied molded mud flap, the supplied screwdriver. I've got some other tools for removing the factory clips, removing the factory fasteners. Sometimes it's helpful if they want to spin on you, if you use a pry tool or something like that to remove them. If you need more access, you can also turn the steering wheel. I think we've got enough room here. There are 4 of them. That's all the original factory supplied fasteners. When we install this, you'll see that this area goes over the box tube. It fits around the existing wheel flare, and on this model, it clips inside. So you've got to get this clip to line up here. And then I roughly am placing all of them back in to hold it approximately in location. And then just reinstalling the factory clips. And after you've replaced the 4 factory fasteners, you can take the supplied clip that comes in the kit and clip the front around the box tube. And that's all there is to that install. So You will see that on the back side of it, it is right up against the rock rail, so you have to make sure that it's firmly pressed up around all the fasteners so that they are in place. And the clip installation, if you're doing it on a cool day, this is still pretty rigid. It's a little bit difficult to get it right to line up, but in the end, it just leans right up against it. As we mentioned on the front, we might have to use a pry tool to get these to turn out in case they happen to be turning or spinning or difficult to get started, because these are the style that thread in. So if we look under the body, we're going to remove these two nuts right here and right here, and then the bracket will go underneath them once we have them removed, and we'll go ahead and remount that. So we're just snugging those up at this time so that we can ensure we get them in a position that gives her the best fit to the body for the rest of it. We'll remember to torque those to spec, the original spec at the end. What we did at this point is take the supplied clips that have the threads in them and position them on the bracket over the hole where they go. There's two of those locations on each side, and then just align them with the hole. So after we have the bracket mounted and the two bolts are just snugged up to the rear body mounts, we installed the clips on the bracket that align with the screw holes that will be holding the bottom of the bracket. Then we can go ahead and install this to ensure that the hole lines up with the original body location, as well as clipping in this corner onto the factory wheel flare. So reinstall factory panel fastener, and then we'll align these screws up and install the supplied screws through the metal bracket. Then after we've got both of those installed, we'll look at the gap to make sure the fitment here looks good and tighten the two remaining body mounts back to the factory spec.
That's going to wrap up our review and install of the mud flap splash guards for the front and rear of the 2021 and newer Bronco without the Sasquatch package. And for all things Bronco, keep it right here at Extreme Terrain.